Doctors are sounding the alarm about cancer diagnoses on the rise in people younger than 50.
Cases worldwide have shot up by nearly 80% in the past 30 years.
Cancer is such a devastating disease. And when you look at how current therapies are almost barbaric and how they break the immune system of the patient, if you're going to come up with a breakthrough therapy, you also have to be an expert in immune function.
Chemo is great to achieve really quick control over fast-growing cancers, but we've evolved out of that. I think the future of cancer therapy is all immune system modulation.
This is the first time that we are infusing this treatment, and no one else, at least on this side of the world, has done it before.
Woo, let's begin! I know.
This is the most incredible thing ever. We're changing the world here, and that's something very powerful.
We are in front of the lab where I'm about to go and get my blood drawn. So this is the day that we've been waiting for a while, and I'm actually kind of shaky a little bit. It's crazy.
I'm Josh Ryan.
And my name is Tracy Ryan.
Hello.
And we ended up here because our beautiful baby girl, Sophie, was diagnosed at 8.5 months old with a brain tumor.
Over the last decade, I know you both enough to know you're very different. And I'm curious how each of you have coped with this.
I mean, it's probably hit me the hardest because I'm the most sensitive of the two of us. I think it goes without saying, there's nothing worse than watching your child suffer. As a parent, nothing worse.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Okay.
And so once we, had our little time to deal and process, a very short time, then the work kind of began.
When I was 8.5 months old, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor called octopatholic glioma, and I had to go on a lot of chemo, and it did not make me feel good, and I had to spend a lot of days in the hospital, and I had to miss a lot of school.
Sophie has failed 7 chemos in clinical trials. She's now had 11 surgeries. So we really have been in the fight of our lives to try and find something better. And that's how we ended up meeting Dr. Jewett.
Today, we have an amazing guest on the show. I am so excited. Her name is Dr. Anahid Jewett. She is a woman on a mission to find a cure for cancer. She really believes that the key is to focus on natural killer cells, and she's created a really cool therapy that is having a lot of success.
It wasn't until 10-15 years ago that we discovered that natural killer cells are targeting the very seeds of the cancer. And so we are trying to strengthen the function of NK cells because we believe not only we're going to prevent cancer, but also we're going to prevent a slew of other diseases.
When we met Dr. Jewett, she was very, very fascinated about Sophie's journey. And she knew that Josh and I were going to do whatever we could to save our daughter. So that's where we started raising capital.
Yeah.
Sophie wants to hold your hand, Dee Dee.
Okay, love that.
It's so hot.
The bus, so?
Yes.
Great. I actually started as a trader on the options exchange in Amsterdam. At some point, I started to invest my own capital. And for me, there's always been a focus on impact investing, I guess, really trying to make a difference in where you deploy your capital and doing something positive. And that's how I got involved with the Ryan family. Tracy started talking about this amazing professor that she knew in UCLA, Dr. Jewett. We had a meeting in UCLA, and that just changed my life. She spoke about the therapy she developed, which is taking NK cells from healthy donors, supercharging them with a mix of probiotics and obviously her special formulation, and then an infusion into the patient. Of course, we always test new therapies on animals. So she replicated the immune system of human beings inside rodents. In fact, they're pumping human blood. I mean, I was just fascinated by it all. And then she showed me the results. All the tumor is gone. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I said to her, what you're doing is magical, and I'm a guy that actually believes in magic. This company needs funding to get there, to get into humans, right? We need to do this.
After meeting Dr. Jewett and seeing the extraordinary work that she was doing in her lab, our mission was not to develop a cancer therapy. Dr. Jewett had already done that. So our mission was simply to try to translate the extraordinary preclinical results she's seen into patients.
No, I'm listening to
Should we play some music? Dun, 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 dun. So I just gave my blood. Wow. What a feeling. So now the work begins in the lab.
Tomorrow you're going in to have fusion therapy. How excited are you for that? This is something not a lot of kids get.
I'm not excited. I'm proud.
Sophie, the first drip is about to go in. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
There it is.
It's in, baby. It's in. Here we go. How do you feel?
Good.
You excited?
I want to go run a marathon.
You do?
There we go.
Well, hopefully you're going to feel good enough to run a marathon after
With
this little girl.
Daddy's tiger blood cells?
Yeah.
She's got my cells before already, but this is the first time she's getting
In-course supercharged cells.
Supercharged cells. That mommy has worked so hard. I mean, everybody's played their part, but mommy has just busted her butt so much.
10 years ago, we wouldn't have necessarily even imagined the kind of cellular therapies and the approaches we have to modify NK cells and then put them back into someone. The NK cells have the unique ability to recognize self versus non-self. This you need to go and attack. And so they're exquisitely able to go and home in and just target these cells, these cancer cells, and kill them off.
What Dr. Jewett has been able to show in her preclinical animal models is that she can not only stop disease progression, but she can restore immune function. Now, that's what we have in the preclinical models, and that's what we're trying to prove in the clinical data that we're trying to collect.
I feel ready to go party.
One thing that's made it not easy, but easier to kind of get through this journey is seeing what our efforts are doing, not only with our daughter, with other patients.
So I'm expecting that the natural killer cells is gonna take around 2.5 hours.
I'm Lisa Wasshausen. Jamie, my husband, was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3. And we started the traditional journey of treatment, which is very painful, very destructive.
If you're a startup person, one thing you have to do is believe in what you're doing. And so all the technologies that I've been part of with the teams around me where we say this is good enough, there's a process of making that decision. And in this process, I went through the same process as evaluating a startup technology. I went to the experts. I brought in people from Mayo Clinic, Dr. Neil Paulus. He was integral in our due diligence of, is this real science or is this wannabe science?
I got introduced to NCORE through Jamie. He recognized that I ask a lot of questions and that everything to me is, unless you prove it elsewise, I'm a bit of a skeptic. And I got to really learn about their science. I was impressed with their science.
My expectations here is with this treatment, I'm trying to get back to a stable life. I'm trying to define who I am again. So let's say this doesn't cure me, but let's say this gives me the energy I need to live and go back to diving, go back to the things I want. And let's say I have to come back and do this again. That's okay. I'm okay living with cancer as long as I'm living. But I'm here also because we can't do this in the United States.
So why Mexico? We've got 300, 400, 500 animal models that have been tested. We've got countless preclinical models, but the data that we have would not be sufficient to get through an FDA process. So, as a small company, we have two choices. We can either fold the tent because we can't afford to bring this therapy to market, or we can try to get clinical data somewhere outside the United States that complies with the regulatory requirements in this country to give us the clinical data that we're going to need to go and raise the capital to pursue an FDA approval.
I'm very keen to step up and be part of the business development, because I do believe that once this treatment, and if it's working so well as what we believe, this treatment should be available. And I know there's many jurisdictions where these treatments can be offered, and I would totally pursue that and make that happen.
Sophie, how do you feel today?
Good. How did you feel last night?
Excited.
Last night, this child had the most incredible level of energy that I have seen in a very, very long time. How did you sleep?
Good.
Like a precious little angel, didn't you?
I got into a lot of mischief.
You got into mischief.
Because I'm an elf, and that's what elves do.
There is being one side effect, and it's something that I like to call, and it's something that we try to discuss with some of our patients. It's a desired side effect, and that's the energy.
This is what a cancer patient should look like. They should be able to go and get a treatment that's beneficial to them and feel incredible the same day, the next day, the day after, and every day following.
All right, you feel?
You know, I feel there's something I'm assessing. I'm feeling my head's clearer. There's just a little something, which I can't tell you what it is, but I feel different.
This is my friend Jamie, who just had his treatment 2 days ago, and we're gonna ask him how he feels. Jamie, how do you feel? And
well, it's kind of, there's a positive early benefit. So normally I would be waking up very slowly, drinking lots of caffeine. I had no caffeine yesterday, no naps yesterday. My energy level's high. And there's a little side bonus. I had this back strain. It's gone. I'm sleeping better. I am more rested when I wake up. My head's clear. For the first time in 2 years, my head just feels light. Mm-hmm. Where I typically would walk around and almost in a slumped fashion.
Right.
Because you hurt. I don't hurt.
The most important part here will be tracking his progress by doing continuous follow-ups. This is a process that takes time, right? It's not from one day to another. Although I'm super happy you're already feeling part of it by feeling maybe a bit extra energetic with that extra positivity, right? Which is great.
To use your own body to heal is a huge goal and should become the new way of healthcare.
And we could change the criteria. Criteria is not being alive is successful. Criteria plus living should be the definition. Our system has to change, and I hope this documentary is the beginning of that.
Thank you. I want people to be able to watch this and say, that's where it started. That's why I'm alive today, because this little girl got sick and this family refused to give up.
What's a message that you'd like to share with other children that are dealing with the same kind of cancer as you?
You got this, and you don't have to be scared because everybody's looking out for you, and you're just fine, and you'll always be brave.
everyone else that's here, thank you so much for being part of this journey, and to the future. Cheers. I was very interested to invest in this business, to be part of a team of good people that are doing this for the right reasons. And because we're trying to cure cancer here, right? So there's nothing better than that. I can't think of anything else.
It's been such a long, insane journey. Roller coaster is really the best way that we can describe it. And this is really the pinnacle. And it's only gonna get better because from here, it's just hope, right? It's hope and vision for where this goes from here.
I wish I could donate my cells to kids.
If we can take this and we can help other people around the world and we can help save more Sophies, then my God, what a gift that will be.